What's going on YouTube? JPDoes.Dev here, introducing a project I've been working on, GamingVision. This is a screen reader accessibility overlay tool for video games that don't quite have as much accessible options as we may like in the visually impaired community, and it attempts to add some of those features without interrupting any of the game's code or memory, making this safe for anti-cheat and online play. This is a free and open source Windows project that builds out the framework in order to support many games in the future. Each game would require its own computer vision model to train on images captured from in-game of important objects or enemies or waypoints or anything that you might find useful. With this current initial release of 0.2.4, we're including support for two games, No Man's Sky and Ark Raiders. Seeing as how popular this game is, and I think actually this game is very uniquely suited for a visually impaired player, maybe not so much at first glance, but after playing with it for a while and how good the sound design is in this game, the addition of the screen reader and the overlay with GamingVision actually makes the game very playable by someone who has vision loss like myself. The game's built-in crosshair accessibility settings is the major difference in making this game playable versus unplayable. It's been years since I've been able to play a shooter game where I can actually see the crosshair, and that's been a huge difference in the enjoyability of the game. You can see in these videos here the overlay doing its job and giving me a nice high contrast bounding box around the waypoints, as well as that big red box around the enemies. But this is highly customizable in the game settings menu, and we'll show that a little bit later. And you can make this an outline instead of a solid fill, but the solid fill helps me find the objects fastest, it seems.
112.
Oh my gosh.
Just die already. You want that stuff in that probe?
Yeah.
Sure, man, I'll take it. I'm actually looking for steel springs, though.
Okay, I just spawned in.
Oh, alright, man.
Order 02112.
The screen reader uses the same model the overlay uses to attempt to find text on screen that's useful to you. The text is then read out via text-to-speech system, and it's read out directionally so you can tell which side of the screen it's coming from. In Ark Raiders, we've got it set up to read out things like your weapon, ammo count, HUD notifications, and waypoint distances. The readable items are configurable by the user in a hierarchy that can be adjusted to suit your needs.
Arrow 039. Alcantara. Red Lakes. Binoculars. Tagging grenade. Shield recharger.
In situations like this map navigation, it's much simpler and more straightforward to use the built-in Windows magnifier by pressing Windows plus and then holding Control and Alt while scrolling on your mouse to magnify the whole screen and be able to pan around and actually find where you need to go.
Blind guy, let's head home at water treatment elevator.
To get started with the app, go ahead and navigate to github.com/JPDoes.Dev. There you're going to find the GamingVision project at the top. Go ahead and click that. Then on the right hand side under releases, you'll see a link for the latest release. Right now it's 0.2.4. Click that. On the release page, scroll all the way down to the bottom and you're going to want to click the top.zip file, which will contain the pre-built binaries for this release. After that finishes downloading, navigate to your downloads folder, extract that zip, and open it, and you'll be looking for a GamingVision.exe application. You may get this security warning because I'm an unverified publisher on Microsoft. You can click more info and run anyway. I also encourage you to look at GitHub where the source code is available if you have any concerns about the application. You may also receive a notification asking you to install the .NET 8 runtime. This is a standard Windows runtime library that may or may not already be installed on your system. After that, you should be ready to go. Just click Start Engine, and it'll start the engine for the selected game, and then launch your game.
Start engine. Game settings.
The application itself is also screen reader compliant, and you can use even Windows built-in magnifier tool to read off all of the buttons and options in the app. We're not going to dive into all the game settings today, as this is just an introductory video, but if you go into the game settings, you can actually customize most things as part of the application, including what things read to you, the voices that read to you, the speed at which they read to you. There's also options to adjust the bounding boxes, whether they're filled in or just traces of objects as they're found on screen, and we'll dive into this most likely in a later video. The game settings come pre-configured with the settings I use to play games, so they should be at least in a somewhat usable state out of the box, but of course you can change all of these as you like.
Buried. Destination Dam Battlegrounds. Alcantara Power Plant, or the dam, stands as a silent sentinel amidst a toxic, waterlogged land, nourishing a riot of resilient vegetation and fauna. A monument echoing with the memories of power once generated.
Well, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to let me know what features or what games you want to get added to this project in the comments below. Also, be sure to check the description for more helpful links. Whether you're visually impaired, a sighted friend, or developer, be sure to join our community on Discord, where we've got other accessible game suggestions and reviews, community events, support for the app, or other assistive tips and tricks. And if you are a developer, I hope this shows a little bit of an example of the small things that can make a huge difference in making your game more accessible for those of us in the visually impaired community. And with that, I'll leave you here with some uninterrupted gameplay to help you decide if this would be helpful for you.
Loud clothes, but quiet steps. No secondary objects detected. No primary objects detected. Bandage. Defibrillator. Smoke grenade.
Shani here. Remember, Raider, you can wander around until you stumble upon what you need, or you can learn how to recycle and take matters into your own hands.
Let's head home at the central swamp lift.
$249M. Power cell. Light ammo. Simple gun parts. No primary objects detected. Lost driver. Old PA asterisk PLEGOUNT. Old battleground. Wasp driver. Arc alloy. Medium ammo. Used to craft shield recharger. Arc power cell. Light ammo. Simple gun parts. Used to craft weapons. Can be found in Raider security. Rattler eye. A cheap offensive option, but has to be reloaded 2 bullets at a time.